And welcome to the daily smAshlight section, where we talk about whatever we want, whether it's talking about Mansa, making America not suck again, or Mensa, making Earth not suck again. We've got all kinds of spooky, scary things to talk about. So let's go. Let's just dive deep into it. Deep into the world of smAshlights, part of the daily space weather. If you want to go watch a bike race today, there's one happening in Royersford, Pennsylvania. It will require riders to wear masks while racing. Shout out to Colleen. And I won't be able to make it down to the race today as I'll be doing a group ride in an undisclosed, secret, clandestine location, like ninjas. Anyway, there are the categories for the racing. And hopefully they'll get a good turnout and everybody will show up for their fields and it will be a delight. That racing brought to you by Pickle Juice. Now let's talk about affiliations. We are setting up an Amazon affiliate account, so look for stuff to come out there soon. We're going to be putting links to items that we're considering purchasing or have purchased, and perhaps you should too. Now let's talk about some really scary stuff. OMG, oh my God. It's the COVID. Holy criminy. Well, I have one thing to say about the COVID, and it's for you can. By the way, if you're watching the content live, please leave us a comment before we get into the spooky, scary world of COVID. Oh my God, there are so many cases. Let's talk about happy hypoxia, which is a condition that you may experience, especially if you're going out walking down the street on a hot day by yourself wearing a mask. By the way, that's insane. And if you're one of these Karens or Chads who's virtue signaling other people who are walking down the street by themselves wearing a mask, please stop. Now, this is a baffling condition to physicians. While the pulse oximeter is remarkably accurate when oxygen readings are high, it markedly exaggerates the severity of low oxygen when readings are low, says Dr. Tobin. Another factor is how the brain responds to low levels of oxygen. As oxygen levels drop, in patients with COVID-19, the brain does not respond until oxygen falls to very low levels, at which point a patient typically becomes short of breath. So this is kind of odd, as they're not seeing dyspnea at the same time as seeing low blood oxygen levels, perhaps some sort of previously unknown feature to COVID-19, the condition caused by the SARS-CoV-2 virus, which is still, by the way, not scary in the slightest. It wasn't scary on January 22nd, the day before we started covering it on smashomash.com/forum. Let's talk about pro driving tips. One pro driving tip is don't drive the wrong way on a major highway and crash head-on into an ambulance. It could kill you, like it did this driver. Whoever it might be, I'm not sure, but somebody caused some death and destruction here by having a head-on collision with an ambulance. Sadly, the ambulance crew probably needed an ambulance crew after having suffered a head-on collision on Route 33. Another thing not to do while driving is fire guns out of the windows of the car. Somebody reported tracer rounds being fired along West Hill Road, Lower Milford Township. That's not fireworks, folks. That's 9mm handguns. Most likely. I guess it could have been an MP5. Who knows? Let's talk about COVID tests. I've put up a clarification on our Instagram page, and I'd like to invite all of our daily space weather viewers, friends, foes, and neutrals to follow me on Instagram. There's exclusive content there, such as this clarification. A COVID test positive does not mean you're sick. Most cases appear to be asymptomatic, and asymptomatic people aren't sick. Why am I even still responding to propaganda? What a joke of spin and cherry-picked nonsense data. COVID. Still not scary in the least. So for God's sakes, get a grip. All right, now let's talk about Matt Taibbi. The corporate-sponsored revolution. Oh, that's right. Have you noticed propaganda coming out of big tech organizations and practically all corporations, and a weird leftist bent to everything, and a bunch of confused people who think that the U.S. is an evil, racist country, and yada, yada, yada. The people who run this country have run out of workable myths with which to distract the public, and in a moment of extreme crisis, people are getting a little bit pissed off, if you've noticed. Are they trying to stoke a civil war on purpose? Is it some sort of a battle of black versus white? Is it the haves versus the have-nots? Or is it just a bunch of propaganda? Leave us a comment and let us know what's going on in your neighborhood. The best explanation of these sudden reversals in rhetoric is that Trump broke the brains of America's educated classes like Russian aristocrats who spent the last days of the Tsarist Empire flocking to fortune tellers and mystics. Upscale blue staters have lost themselves lately in quasi-religious tracts like white fragility and are lining up to flog themselves for personal and historical sins. Is it time to make a change? Is it a change of your government and who's running all of the corporations that are spewing propaganda all over the internet? Well, it might be. Here's a clip from our Terms Define Socialism Part 2, once again featuring special guest Eugene Bagashov.
There's got to be more. The idea that the word, the word socialism.
Anyway, if you haven't watched that video, we shot it yesterday. Terms Define Socialism 2, featuring Eugene Bagashov, our favorite Belarusian particle physicist and philosopher. Also, I'm inviting everybody to head over to smashomash.com/forum. And I see a bunch of people have been putting up posts there, and we thank you. Amanhotep, Kimberly, etc. Cheers. Go over there and set up a login and contribute if you want to talk about things like fast radio bursts, Gobekli Tepe, Covidiots, Comet Swan, etc. Let's talk about government. As one useless man is a shame, 2 is a law firm, and 3 is a Congress. I like that comment by John Adams. Sounds like he's seen some utterly useless government bureaucrats. What say you? Have you seen some yourself? Have you seen a bunch of people who are making America suck instead of America not suck? Have you noticed that? Well, anyway, it's up to you to make America not suck again. Or perhaps if you're not in America, you can Mensa instead of Mansa. Yeah, use it as a verb. Make Earth not suck again. How about that? By the way, we're going to be making merch and just been too busy to order the products. We're not sure if we're going to make a shirt like this showing massive radio galaxy Cygnus A, otherwise known as 3C405, or if we're going to make one like this that says, "I've survived a global pandemic so far." And here ends today's smAshlight segment. Thanks for tuning in to smAshlights and to the Daily Space Weather. We're going to shut down Bach Stoccata and Fugue in D minor now, as we've got lots more things to talk about. So let's get to it. And I've reappeared, and that's better. All right.